I've been trying for several years, many years, to find a way of expressing something that's really difficult to express, and a perspective that I have which is very different to a lot of to most people involved in ecological conversation, and so I'm going to try and articulate something of it here. And I'm limiting myself to just talking about this for this video, and that's the matter of holism. And a lot of the language that I'm using to describe this has been, I've really valued the language from dark ecology over that of deep ecology, and I'm much more oriented towards dark ecology than deep ecology. In particular, the term subscendence. My perspective on holism is a subscendental one rather than a transcendental one, and the difference is very, very important for me. And for me, subscendental ecology, where wholes are less than the sums of their parts, but there is just more within than there is out, where we can, where Earth is, there's more in Earth than there is out in the universe, and where there's more in the woods than there is in the nation, and you just go smaller and smaller and smaller, and it's and within ourselves we are ecosystems with just huge numbers of living individuals within us, and this is for me a holism that requires an individualism, that requires an individualist philosophy and practice. This goes with the idea of existence being coexistence, and coexistence being something of being with difference, being with different individuals, being with different living beings who are not you, and that's something of being a part of a whole means also being apart from each other, and connection requires differentiation. To connect, there must be some level of difference. That difference doesn't mean separation. It doesn't mean the same. It doesn't mean non-differentiatable, non-individuatable, and this is something that I see as being largely missed from the ecological conversation. One of my favourite kind of bits of language to describe this comes from Deleuze and Guattari, which is the idea of monism equaling pluralism, and I've often put this as that we are one with a capital O also means that we are one with a small o. Oneness all the way through. The one that I am with a capital O is full of ones with small o, and I am a one with a small o within this oneness of this habitat that is this archipelago in the North Sea, and that's one with a small o aspect of the capital O, one that is Earth. And I tend not to go extraterrestrial. That, in terms of my meaningful encounter with the world, is kind of my personal limit. I'm not that interested in extraterrestrial existence. I'm something of an earth chauvinist. And with this kind of affirmation of the little o amidst the big O, the individual who is a part of the whole. There's something of ecological care means caring for individual living beings. And for me, I can put this right into my praxis that I've been sharing about probably most over the last few years, which is badger care. So, why care for one individual species, badgers? Why, amidst mass extinction? Why? Why? What's important is that the whole of, the transcendental whole of Earth is saved. Well, we can do that for badgers, and if we lose the badgers, then that's just one species. And if we lose, let's just say, polar bears, rhinos, or oak trees, you keep on going, you keep on losing these ones, and at some point, the whole isn't anymore. There is no whole. The one is depleted. There is no, you can do this, think about this in the same way as thinking about your own body. We can remove a few organs. Then at a certain point, you can't remove any more organs. And actually, I'd rather care for organs than remove them or let them just die. I'd rather affirm the lives of living beings than just embrace mass extinction. And so, I present this somewhat as a challenge to the mainstream idea on holism, and the idea that we don't need to care about individuals because we need to focus on this whole. There's actually, while people in the ecological conversation aren't as focused on individuals are, individual species are being annihilated, individual living beings are being annihilated, and that is a tragedy.